Reading lead sheets can be really confusing. You got all these chord symbols with all sorts of different chord extensions like C9 or F7 sharp 11. And it can be hard to know what am I actually supposed to play on those chord symbols. In this video, I'm going to show you the essentials you need to be able to play any chord, how to build it up, and how to practice it so that you can play piano like this. Ready to jump in? Me too. So the first thing we need to do is make sure we're thinking about our major scales as numbers. I'll start with C major. Hopefully you know this one. So what you want to do is shift to thinking about this as numbers, where if we take C, the root of the key, and assign that as number 1, we have a 7-note scale that we can go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to C. The reason we do this is that then we can talk about a chord structure that you can apply to any key as long as you know the scale for that key. So the first chord we're going to learn is going to be our good old major 7th chord. You can play this when a lead sheet pops up and you have major 7, major 9, major 6, 9, major 7 sharp 11. You might not be getting all of the notes, but that's okay. This will get enough of the information out there to get you started on playing some songs. So to play a major 7 chord, all we need is the root, which I'm going to play my left hand, the 3rd, E in the key of C, and the 7th, B. This 3-note chord gives you plenty of information to hear the whole scope of the chord without complicating it by adding all sorts of extra stuff. So the reason we think about this in numbers is so that we can, if we know our major 7 chord is just root, 3rd, and 7th, as long as we know the major scale of a given key, we can play the major 7 chord in that key. So for example, let's go to A flat major. My major 7th chord is still 1, 3, 7. So as long as I know A flat is 1, 3 would be C, and then the 7th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, is the G. That gives us A flat major 7, right? Can do this for any note. D major 7. D is the root, F sharp is the 3rd, C sharp is the 7th. If you know your major scale, you just got to count up to the 3rd note to get to the 3rd, and the 7th note to get to the 7th. E major 7, E, G sharp, D sharp. B major 7, B, D sharp, A sharp. That's how we're going to build a major 7th chord. Then if we want to get a dominant 7th chord or a minor 7th chord, we just have to take that same formula from our major scale and know how we have to modify it for each. So for our dominant 7th chord, all we're going to do is take the major scale, and instead of playing the 7th like we would on a major scale, the major 7th, we're going to flat that. So in the key of C, the 7th note is a major 7 note. We want to make it flat for dominant. Then we would just plug in that same formula, have 1, 3, flat 7. And again, as long as I know my major scale for a note, if I know that I just have to take the 7th and lower it a half step, and it's 1, 3, flat 7, I can play a dominant chord from any note. G, we are 1. What would our 3 be? B, and then we have a flat 7. So in G major, it's an F sharp, but we flat it to make it an F. I'll do one more for dominant. Let's do B flat. So B flat is our root. We take it down an octave. B flat, our 3rd is D. And then remember, we want our flat 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our flat 7 is A flat. There's our B flat 7. Then to get a minor 7, this is systematic, right? We had 1, 3, 7 for major, 1, 3, flat 7 for dominant. Minor will be 1, flat 3, flat 7. So for C, E flat is your flat 3. 1, 2, 3. And your flat 7 is the same as the dominant, B flat. F minor, F, A flat, E flat. We'll do like C sharp minor. I might think D flat minor, but I'll say it like this. It would be C, and then C sharp, E natural, B natural. Don't worry about the enharmonic spelling so much there. So with this, when we have a lead sheet, if we have anything that falls in the major chord camp, we're going to play 1, 3, 7. If something falls in the dominant chord camp, like C7, C9, C13, C7 sharp 11, C7 flat 9, even though those other parts are there, don't worry about them. Just try and get this down. 1, 3, flat 7. Then if we have a minor chord, C minor 7, C minor 9, C minor 11, we're going to play that. This will give us like the meat of the chords on the song. Now, to practice this, before we get into a song, we just want to practice it through the circle of fourths. I talk about this all the time in my videos. But basically what we want to do is we'll play it in C, play it as a whole note, and then we'll go to F. So just move the shape up to F. Then we'll go up a fourth or down a fifth to B flat. And I'm going nice and slow, right? 2, 3. Don't try and like be fast right away. Just play it. Make it fun to play it slow. And really try and know it so well that you can do exactly what I'm doing right now, right? I'm talking. I can like look away. I just know where the next one is. No problem. It's easy. I know where it all is. I barely have to think about it. When you know it this well, this is what opens up the door for you, but you be able to play more complicated things. So that was going through the circle of fourths with the major 7th chord. You can do the exact same thing with dominant 7th chords. 2, 3, 4. Nice and slow. It's not a race. Music takes your whole life to get good at. So don't try and like get master music in a day. It's actually going to slow you down. It's a real tortoise in the hare situation, my friend. 4. Again, notice I'm just talking. I'm having a fun time just making this really easy. If this isn't this easy for you, then you don't know it as well as you think you do. And close my eyes. Look, we're almost back home to C. We could do it through minor 7th too. Again, don't rush through this. Even if you're like, oh, well, I just have to change one note. Keep it real slow. Slow precision will take you so much further than rushing through and half knowing it. Ooh, these are sad. I have to pay taxes. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Do you guys like my crown? I'm going to start wearing it in my videos. 2, 3. Here's E minor 7. So again, 1, flat 3, flat 7. If going through all this in a row like this is beyond you too, just start with some major 7 chords. Maybe even not all of them. Just try and get a couple of them. We're back to C minor right now. This is the building blocks to playing chords where you have the root 3rd and 7th, which are the most important notes to express what the chord means. Once you can play some of them through, take a lead sheet to a song. See if you can identify, is this a major chord, a dominant chord, or a minor chord? And then play that voicing through those songs. I always use Autumn Leaves. I'm going to use it here. Autumn Leaves goes C minor 7 to F7 to B flat major 7 to E flat major 7 to A half diminished, which is basically like a minor 7. There's a cool note, but we're just leaving it out. To D7 to G minor 7. And then maybe G dominant here. Being able to play through the whole song like that will benefit you in so many ways. This will be the building block to help you be able to open up all sorts of doors. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you click subscribe and click the like button. Drop a comment. Let me know, what kind of stuff are you struggling with at the keyboard? What would you like to learn more about? And if you want to learn how you could study with me, get deeper into piano so you can level up your piano playing even faster, send me a DM on Instagram at Adventure with Danny. Happy practicing!